All right, welcome home stretch to the third of the three-part Business Results Accelerator. Again, we've pulled the best of what makes the biggest difference. And as I said, you've got the sweet spot, probably 90-day goal. You've got the weekly next logical steps, and hopefully you're measuring that. Having said that, what does each day look like? Are you still, waking up mentally or emotionally hijacked? Are you still taking yourself out with busy work, only getting going at 10 or 11 or noon with the real revenue producing work? Or can we take it up a notch so that imagine this, imagine knowing what your top priorities are before you even get out of bed. That's what we want for you, and that's what we do, and that's what's entirely possible for you. So without further ado, let's jump into the visuals of the daily success plan. And this is one key of the 6 key components that we teach in the entire Rewired4Success program that knocks it out of the ballpark. Jump into the visuals, train up on them, and enjoy knowing exactly what your top 5 priorities are every day of your life from now on. All right, so let's jump into the visuals of your third nugget in the Business Results Accelerator. Because as we've mentioned, entrepreneurs, business professionals, we can have a goal, we can think we know how we're going to get there, but often get taken out on the day-to-day implementation side of things, whether it's starting our day at 11 versus 6 or 8, whether it's getting mentally, emotionally hijacked over situations and being reactive. This is one of the key antidotes that has made the biggest difference in many of our entrepreneurs' lives, so I'm excited to share it with you. So in our entire daily success plan, there are 6 nuggets, 3 inner and 3 outer game. I'm going to bring you one of the outer game right now. It's the biggest game changer, and good to start with one. All right. So you've got this image of our sweet spot goal that you've set, your track to win on, that you've scheduled your next logical steps and measurement times, and now into one of the key pieces of your daily success plan. So imagine knowing that your priorities before the day even begins, as opposed to taking a few hours to try and get ramped up every day. I mean, think of the waste of that. So on the flip side, imagine knowing your priorities before you even hit the ground running. And then, or shall we say, then hit the ground running because of that, and effortlessly holding that pure focus throughout your day. That's really what we're talking about. And one of the big game changers came from a very wise efficiency expert over 100 years ago. And in other words, having higher results, less effort, and more joy. And so this distinction came from the fellow on the left there, Ivy Lee, an efficiency expert, and was handed to one of the richest gentlemen in the world at the time, near the beginning of the 1900s. And it seems so long ago, doesn't it? The 20th century, that sounds a little better. And Charles Schwab ran Bethlehem Steel. So here was their brief conversation at the side of a railroad track before Charles was getting on the railroad track. And Lee, the efficiency expert, said to him, "I can increase your efficiency and your sales," wouldn't that be interesting, "by at least 50%. Now you got my attention. For each of your executive team, your staff, and yourself as president." So Schwab, the president, replies, "Okay, how long will it take? Is it too good to be true?" And Lee said, "It'll take me 50 minutes to share this idea with you, and even quicker for me to share it with you." And Schwab said, "Well, how much does it cost me?" Again, looking for the hook that may be there, and luckily it wasn't. And Lee replied, "Nothing." How's that for a consultative response that's irresistible? Irresistible offer, nothing unless it works. So after 90 days, you can send me a check for whatever you feel it's worth to you and your business. And that could be a CHEQUE kind of check too, depending on where you're from. And so Schwab, with that irresistible offer, said, "It's a deal. I have just about that much time before I must leave to catch a train. What's your idea?" So he'd pre-sold him on the idea first, which is interesting. And then here he handed it to him. So on this train track, basically, Lee handed him a very simple piece of paper. And he said, "Every day, I want you to write down your top most important 5 priorities." So your 5 most important priorities. And I want you to write them down at an interesting time, not at the beginning of the day, but the end of the previous day. So at the end of your day today, write down your 5 most important priorities. And I want you to do that. Take out a piece of paper and write down your 5 most important priorities at the end of the day, so that you can finish your day relaxed, so that you can enjoy your evening, so that you can sleep soundly, so that you already know you're going to hit the ground running, knowing exactly what you need to do. And in fact, you do hit the ground running the next day, so that at the beginning of your each day, you are focused on accomplishing one important top priority at a time. That alone was a game changer. And in fact, 90 days later, after implementing this idea, Schwab basically handed Lee a check. And in a century ago terms, the check was for 25 grand. Now, in the 21st century, you're looking at least $250,000 idea. So imagine somebody, as I just have, in fact, handed you $250,000 idea for your business. Are you going to mine that gold? Are you going to, in the most effortless way, kick the insanity out of your current life or way you're running your business, and with a sane, easy, why not have something simple and effective? Write down your top 5 priorities at the end of each day. Relax and then hit the ground running, knowing and achieving each one at a time. So that is one of the key daily success plan nuggets that is the biggest game changer for folks that we have worked with, entrepreneurs that have changed their results, increased them exponentially. So that is the third piece of your Business Results Accelerator. And now it is again your turn to identify and implement your top 5 priorities and map them out on the number 6 there on the second page of your Business Results Accelerator. And I would highly encourage you to really anchor the entire accelerator in by completing 7 and 8. Really letting your subconscious, your conscious mind, and more importantly, your subconscious mind, answering these 2 questions. What is your biggest win? So what if you only implemented one of the 3 business accelerators for the next 12 months, which one would make the biggest contribution to your success? Obviously, we implement all 3, and our entrepreneurs that are succeeding do, and we're recommending that you do. Having said that, we want to just break it down to the simplest element and say, if you only implemented one, which one would it be first? And then how much, number 8, how much would that be worth to you? How much would you increase your personal worth? 10 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, $250,000 in terms of you actually changing from low, frustrating, mediocre results to extraordinary results. You can obviously answer questions 7 and 8 by also running it through. If you did all 3 of the business accelerators, what would your results be? So if you did just one, and if you did all 3, what would your increased net worth be? So that's the real anchor in. Always put high value onto things that will bring you high value, and it will exponentially increase your implementation, which is key. Beautiful. It's been a pleasure training you on the Business Results Accelerator that has made such a difference in so many entrepreneurs that we've worked with. And if you haven't yet, you may want to explore that big button at the bottom of this page, because there's a whole lot waiting for you on the other side. All right. Can you see why this has been literally a game changer? Entrepreneur after entrepreneur tells us this alone has doubled their productivity, their effectiveness, and their pleasure and satisfaction in their days. It's like a ticket to freedom, $250,000 idea. What is this idea worth to you? If you implemented just the third one, just the daily success plan, just the top 5 priorities, over the next 12 months, what would you be worth to yourself? What higher revenue would you be worth to yourself? 10 grand, 100 grand? I would highly encourage you to write that down, because when you anchor in value to something, quantitative value, it actually increases your probability of doing it every day and loving and living your life and knocking those 5 top priorities out of the ballpark. So if you did just that alone, what would you be worth to yourself? What about the second component, the track to win on? If you did just that track to win on over this year, what would your value, your increased value be to yourself and into your livelihood and your business? 10 grand, 20 grand, 50 grand. These are the numbers that entrepreneurs are reporting to us. It's key. And how much more do you want to be worth and be satisfied with your business results? And that top one, that nailing the beginning point of the sweet spot goal code, if you did just that alone and actually lived in the sweet spot of 10 excitement and 10 belief in terms of what you're achieving every day. So putting that all together in the Business Results Accelerator, this alone has been a game changer for entrepreneurs. It's the fastest, most condensed, results-oriented business training we've seen out there. So live it now. Give yourself a business date every day to really live the Business Results Accelerator. And if you haven't been tempted already to, look at what's on the other side of that big button at the bottom of this page, I highly encourage you to click on that button and really look at what is really on the other side and of entrepreneurial life and of the full Rewired for Success program and community and what entrepreneurs are truly achieving. So we'll hear your results from the accelerator and we'll see you on the other side of the real rewiring your entire structure, your business and your entrepreneurial endeavors up to the next level so that you are permanently rewired for success for the rest of your business career. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side with that big fancy button down there and really guiding you through to the next level of your success. Cheers, it's been a pleasure. Heather, training you on the Business Results Accelerator. If we never see you again, I have a sense, though, that we will be seeing you on the other side to explore what's really possible permanently in your business and in your life. Cheers, and look forward. See you in a few seconds.